Christians are just so good at throwing Christianese at people. Sometimes, instead of just giving them water, a $10 bill at a red light to the homeless person, pray, be a listening ear, hug them, invite them to a dinner, not come to church, date Jesus. And when you're not here, don't forget, your best days are ahead. God's got something better for your life. These statements are not necessarily true. They might be, but you can't promise Christians those promises. We may never get remarried. We may get cancer tomorrow. We may lose our jobs. We may get in a tragic car wreck tomorrow. We live in a broken world, and you have no idea if our situations are going to be better or not. And your misuse of the verse, God works things for good, is not useful in the situation. Try that verse with somebody who just lost their kid to cancer. See if you don't get righteously punched in the nose right on the spot. Try that with somebody who just got devastating news about their spouse's health. Why would you use it during and after a divorce? You are not God. You can't speak for him. The commandment, do not take the Lord's name in vain, the one we teach our kids at Sunday school, just means don't cuss or say GD. Well, that commandment isn't about cussing. It's about what we're talking about right now, right here. Don't speak for God. Don't tell people God is judging America because of this sin or that sin. God sent a hurricane to that city because they did this or that. God's going to bless you. You know, your best days are ahead. Like it's not true. It's not necessarily true. You don't know. God told me that you're going to find somebody else and you're going to be much happier. You know, date Jesus, everything will be okay. Like, just stop it. And for those of us divorced and we're looking for hope and a bright spot, keep your BS meters up and your discernment up as you navigate dating and divorce advice. Your friends mean well, but sometimes their shallow promises are just not always right or helpful. So the church is broken. People are broken. Now what? Well, I'll tell you what I found. For me, mature friends who love me more than they play church, and support systems that talk about the real issues and the rawness of life. I attend Celebrate Recovery. It's much like AA, but not just for alcoholics. But imagine small groups, or like church groups, but with systems and real talk, deeper than the latest book your church picked for your group to go through. It's people who are broken. The church doesn't have these systems in place. They want to. There's a lot of talking, a lot of teaching, a lot of getting circles with people who haven't necessarily been through anything yet. We don't have the systems in place like you have outside the church. The church wants their systems and people in their systems over ministry, actual ministry. They think our people must need leaders. They need to be told what book to read to make their small groups work. But those of us in crisis need extracurricular programs to deal with our real issues, crises in our life, real problems that need real solutions. The church could do that, but many are just busy playing church versus being in real ministry. I'm not trying to rip the church here. I know I'm doing a pretty good job of it, but I'm calling a spade and trying to connect the reasons of why divorcees aren't feeling welcome and ministered in the church.
If you like this content, then subscribe for even more resources, fun, laughter, and sound advice for Christians adventuring in unyoked living. Not just divorce recovery, but for brave men and women who are growing and going and living a life on mission. Blessings.